Governor Hogan, the governor of Maryland, signed the map. They've dropped the appeal, so we won. The other development I want to talk about is in our big victory in Maryland, which we filed on behalf of voters in Maryland. And we won, as I've told you before, against the Maryland gerrymandered map that was abusive and unconstitutional. The judge found it was extreme, and she threw out the map. It was set up by a supermajority of Democrats over the objections of the governor, who was a Republican. And it wasn't because they were Democrats. No, what they did was they abused the powers entrusted to them by Maryland voters to abuse voters with an abusive gerrymandered map that treated voters like pawns, contrary to the Constitution. And so what happened is the judge, in a historic ruling, threw out that map. Great victory. Great victory for Judicial Watch. Our lawyers did a great job. And what happened was Maryland, the state appealed it, but they also passed a new map quickly. So the new map was not perfect, but it was pretty good and much better than the prior map. So that meant that the political views or the voters of the opposite political persuasion were more protected and more respected their rights in this map. So Governor Hogan, the governor of Maryland, signed the map. They've dropped the appeal, so we won. Case is over. I think it's over. I've been around lawyers long enough to know that sometimes you think something's over, but then something else happens. But it's a big victory. And as I highlighted, it was the first time, I think, in the modern era, at least, that a Maryland redistricting map, congressional map, has been thrown out by a court. So we made great law there, and we vindicated the rights of our clients and the citizens of all Maryland. See, the thing about gerrymandering is, the left always talks about it as these evil Republicans are gerrymandering. And sometimes Republicans gerrymander, that's true. But Democrats do it too. And my point is that when Republicans gerrymander in a state, it abuses, and it's illegal in the sense that they've got these crazy looking maps and they're, as I said, treating people like pawns. They're trying to pick voters rather than having the voters pick politicians. That ends up treating Republicans poorly, and it treats Democrats poorly. So Republican gerrymanders abuse both Republicans and Democrats. Democrat gerrymanders abuse both Democrats and Republicans. One party operations that don't at least respect the rights of their political opponents. Obviously, it's their opponents that suffer, but also, if you're in Maryland, you're put in let's say a plus 15 Democratic district that goes up and down the state like a crazed Rorschach test. And all you get to do is, vote for whatever the party nominee is, right? You never really have the ability to sway an election one way or another. So, there's an irony in terms of being in a jurisdiction where you've got a supermajority of the district being one political party. You don't have as much choice. And oftentimes, because you're a valuable voter, because you vote one way, you're often asked to vote for someone who doesn't even represent you locally, in the sense that, you live in this part of the state, you're kind of drawn into a map that has a politician from the far side of the state representing you who doesn't really know anything about where you live. So gerrymandering is, to use my word of the day, pernicious, especially when it's abusive. And Judicial Watch has taken an historic step to undo an improper effort to rig elections in Maryland. And so more is coming. We have litigation that's ongoing over dirty voting rolls. We're planning additional litigation to clean up voting rolls. And we're otherwise doing our darndest to ensure that the left isn't able to undermine basic election security measures that are already in place And we're also trying to actually strengthen election security measures as well.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.